What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? This y'all boy, Battle Rap Chuck 92. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I just now got done watching the Chilla Jones versus Real Sikh battle. Dope battle, man, dope battle. Um and as far as the RBE battles, I didn't check out the RBE battles yet, but I will be going on demand on the VOD to, you know, take care of that purchase, so I could basically, see what's going on with that. I'm not trying to go off nobody else's opinions or anything like that, so, you know. But yeah, Real Sikh versus Chilla Jones. This was a this was a this was a good battle, but it most definitely seemed like it would have probably been a better battle in a building. That's what it seemed like. And we already know what like you already know what who does as far as on the camera. That's all I'ma say. But round one, Real Sikh, getting personal already, man. Already getting personal on Chilla Jones. But why not? I mean, it's a rookie versus a vet, you know what I mean? Getting personal. Gotta deal with the real when he off the chain. That was, what I'm saying, that was fire. The CPR bar was fire, you know what I mean? The anxiety, chill, I don't know how to stress enough, that was fire. sound of hip hop, it can all go south. That was fire. Cause hip hop all go south, cause we already know who running hip hop right now is Atlanta, man. Atlanta is huge. Atlanta is super huge, man. Nobody is huger than Atlanta, man. Nobody. And Real Sikh just kept barring and 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 barring to the point where it ain't that punchline barring. I could say barring and barring and barring and barring and barring, and they don't have to be punching. Some people confuse bars with punchlines. But when I'm talking about barring, he was giving them that talk. He was talking to Chilla Jones up in round one. He did his thing in that, man. That was a very, 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 very solid round from Real Sikh. That round was cold. Round one from Chilla. He started off by saying, "I'm about to dog Sikh. Good news." Good news. Wait, he said, I'm about to dog Sikh. Good news. The good news is you earned the vet. That was fire. That was real, real fire. And I wrote some of this stuff down. That was fire from Chilla Jones. He had the fabulous Desert Storm bar. That was fire. He had the dyslexic. You read it wrong. That was fire. And flipping the bars from Chilla, it's always gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Chilla Jones, like he always gonna flip the bars crazy. You know what I mean? It's always gonna be dope from Chilla all the time, man. Chilla just seemed like he just really just focused on his writing, and that's why he could be like one of the top 5 cats up in writing, for real. He had the a shot in your mug. It's not a shot in your mug. It's a hottie toddy. That was fire. And how I'm like looking at it as far as like coming with Chilla Jones side. Chilla Jones was more of I would say more of like, okay, like let me show you these bars. You can't write like me. And I definitely felt like that was the energy that Chilla was giving. You know what I mean? Real Sikh was getting personal with him up in round one. But round one could be a toss up, man. But I always have to put the real rap with that. You know what I mean? I have to. But at the same time, it's like it's it's hard, man. You know what I'm saying? To, you know what I'm saying, to judge that round one, man. But if somebody said real sick, I can't be mad at that. If somebody said Chilla Jones, I can't be mad at that either. So to be honest with y'all, I might have to edge real sick in that first round. I might have to edge real sick in that first round because he was talking. He was talking to Chilla Jones in that first round. Chilla Jones was more bars. You know what I mean? Second round, you know, he getting busy with the he was looking at Chilla Jones. He addressed the name flips. He said, "Name flips. I'm getting real sick of this shit because his name is real sick." You know what I'm saying? That was fire. I learned how to scheme. He said, "You talking about all these schemes in your bars? I learned how to scheme with ebonics." That was fire, man. And getting personal again. And it's like, it's only safe to book you with limited, to book you with limited crowds. Man, that's and certain things like that is gonna hit. Certain things like that is gonna hit because for one, you got to look at it. I don't remember the last time Chilla Jones was up in a big crowd. I mean, unless you want to talk about KOTD, you know what I mean? So that's the second round from Real Sick. Um, Real Sick round was dope once again, man. And then Chilla went and did the rebuttals, and he got personal right back, which was actually like safe for Chilla. You know what I mean? Even like at times, you know what I'm saying, judging Real Sick image, which was, which was fire. And then he had something with the he he was calling like the basically he was calling the rookies the actors. He was like, y'all putting these actors in the jungle because he the vets, he with all the vets, they all up in the war going at it with each other. Then he like, hey, you put these actors in the jungle like Tropic Thunder, like Tropical Thunder. And I know y'all saw that movie Tropic Thunder. That was fire from Chilla Jones. That was fire. And I feel like Chilla Jones, to me, in a way, he kind of like matched Real Sick intensity. Like he matched that same energy with Real Sick to the point where it was like this. To the point where you could dang near even debate the second round. You know what I mean? You could, you could mess around and still give it to Real Sick in the second round to me. But this stuff is like preference, you know what I mean? But he even got personal back with Real Sick, which was dope. And I felt like Chilla Jones, to me, I felt like he got the second round, bro. He got the second round. Third round, it's like, and then plus, by the way, Real Sick wasn't stopping. He continued to still get personal on him, you know what I mean? So round three, he was he said, let me see. Yeah, so the third round, to me, I felt like the third round to me was Real Sick lightest round. But how are you a kingpin but you don't got no royalties? That probably was probably the bar that stood out more than any other bar up in this battle. To the point where even moments could mess around and it could make people feel like they got that. You know what I mean? It can make people feel like they got that. How you a kingpin but you don't got no royalties. And he's like, you call that real? Ghost right for both dudes. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you up in the class, these, the dudes going up to the geeks like, hey, let me get the answers for the test. Oh yeah, for sure, man, I got you. You know what I mean? So he got that though, man. That's Real Sick was getting busy. Then he said, still getting red. They gave me 6 cents so I could talk to a ghost. Fire, man. Fire. But then I just kind of felt like, kind of after the royalty thing, I'm not saying like I'm not saying his bars was whack. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But his first round and his second round was definitely better than his third. Definitely. So the third round, Chilla Jones, he had the 6'9", like, you know, y'all know how the 6'9" go. He had the 69 when both ratchets go at it. Um he said what he say? He said he was like, I have Sikh holding up bodies like the pallbearer. That was fire. He said headshots. You gonna go from caffeine to Twitch. That was fire. And Chilla Jones, he came to the point where it was real close to the point where I'm like, you know what? The battle going to real sick if you don't continue to attack your opponent. But the way how Chilla Jones handled that vet type, you know, talk, it's like, okay, I could attack B Dot, I could attack T Top, I could attack some of these people. I could call out Red, saying he bodied Arsenal. He said he could do all this stuff, right? To the point where he goes right back to attacking Sikh, which was dope on Chilla Jones' part. Because just imagine if Chilla Jones would have continued to stay on Sikh, he would have just took advantage up in Sikh, to me, up in that third round. But he didn't. It's kind of like he kind of took it he kind of sizzled it down just a little bit. You know what I mean? So I just feel like he did his thing. You know what I mean? But you know, it was, you know what I'm saying, like it was crazy, man. And then Chilla Jones had some bars out there, bro, to the point where he had the them sick bar flips was dope. Give you, you know, oh my god. And then he had the um M, you know what I'm saying, these MMs would give you a kill shot. Let's see what this machine gun would do. Fire, man. I let bitches shoot on me. I ain't because he was saying he dang near like he got Arsenal up out of there. You know, basically talking about the vest that he beat. So he was like, I ain't about to let these bitches shoot on shit on me. I ain't Odell Beckham. Man, then he said, hot head, I let 100 point at 6. Oh my god. Headshot, I let 100.6 way. Chilla Jones is crazy, man, with the bars, bro. But I got Chilla Jones edge in this though. I got Chilla Jones edge in this battle. 2-1. But let me tell y'all something. If you guys feel like Real Sick got this battle, I ain't mad at y'all. I'm not mad at y'all if y'all feel like Real Sick got this battle, man, because this battle ended up turning to preference. Somebody would have had to choke for somebody to really like win 2-1 clear or maybe 3-0 clear. Somebody would have had to choke. And thank God, like, none of that didn't happen, man. So shouts out to Chilla Jones. Shouts out to Real Sick as well. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Chilla Jones, I don't think have lost this year. If y'all want to argue that with me, go ahead. But the only way how y'all gonna argue that with me, the only way how y'all gonna win that argument maybe, is if you guys feel like Real Sick beat Chilla on this app that came out this morning. So Chilla Jones is definitely up for champion of the year. I will be doing like another blog as far as with you guys, as far as who do you guys think should be champion of the year so far. But yeah, Battle Rap Chuck 92. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. Chilla Jones 2-1. Shouts out to Sikh. I want to see more of you though. Shouts out to Sikh. And the next Chilla Jones battle I want to see is him and B Dot. Y'all are promoting this real well. Do I feel like you guys can be better with the promotion? Yeah. But the next battle I want to see on a volume, man, put B Dot up in there with Chilla Jones, man. Gone.